Today I'm going to be showing you something really great. Contemporary pizza dough is already done, you know, it's already overproofed. But don't worry, there is still a chance to make it best pizza dough ever again. Hello guys and welcome back to our channel, The Mauro. Thank you very much for following us. If you did not subscribe yet, please make sure you do so. It is very important for us, and of course, you know, it is something that you can honor the job and the great and hard work that we do, especially, you know, with having and sharing all these great and fantastic recipes. And yes, I do want to see your comments as well, so please make sure that, you know, you leave us your feedback. Today I'm going to be showing you something really great. When you think that your contemporary pizza dough is already done, you know, it's already overproofed a little bit, and then you don't know what to do with it, yes, don't worry, nothing is damaged, you know. There is still a chance to make it into the best pizza dough ever again. So it can be really refreshing. It uses a pre-dough, kind of like a Polish or a bigger, and you just need a spiral mixer with the flour, salt, yes, yeast, and water, of course, and then we're gonna be turning it into something great, something fantastic. Again, a great product, a beautiful contemporary pizza. But enough of the chat, enough of the talk. Come, let me walk you through straight the recipe. It is a bit complex. You will have to do a little bit of maths, you know, a little bit of mathematics is very important, you know. I mean, as I always say, you know, you need to calculate percentages, yes, but, you know, it is always here, you know, our dough is complex, it's not simple. Yet, you know, I always say, no secret in my recipes, so come with me. Turn your overproofed contemporary pizza into the best again. Hell yeah, the best again. So, refreshment, very simple. You need to do a little bit of mathematics. See how much leftover dough you have. You do know exactly that, you know, for every kilo of flour, we gain around 6 pizza balls. So, you know, you see how many we're putting back into refreshing, and then you can calculate according to that. So, the original quantity of flour, which is in the old dough which you're using, we adding an additional 40% of flour compared to that. So, I'll give you a very simple example. You know, now I have, you know, one case, you know, of pizza balls which are overproofed pizza dough, so that is 12 pieces inside there, so I know exactly there's 2 kilos of flour. So 40% of that, it will be making 800 grams of flour. Yes, for the refreshment I will be using from Molini Pizzuti, Costa di Amalfi, the Oro. You know, it is a great product, you know, good PL number, so it's very good elasticity, you know, strong a little bit, you know, it's over 300, you know, in the power. And as I said, you know, because it's good elasticity, so it will be very nice and greatly proving for me. Then, fresh yeast. For every single kilo of flour that we are adding, we calculating an extra 6 grams of fresh yeast. And then, of course, because the dough is old and a little bit already coming down, so, you know, we need to refresh that as well. So from the old dough, which was there, you know, we calculate the flour there as well, and an additional extra 1 gram we're putting there. So let me put this simple for you. If, for example, in the old dough, we have 2 kilos of flour because we have 12 pieces of pizzas, that means, you know, we need to add 2 grams into the old one. And then, because we're refreshing, and, you know, at this time we are only using 800 grams, which means, you know, that it's not exactly 6 grams, there will be 4.8. Yes, 4.8, because it's 80% of 1 kilo, which is 80% of the 6 grams. Then salt, 24 grams of fine sea salt adding there, and then water, again, we will be adjusting to 70%, so the hydro will be around 70%, which means if it's 800 grams that I'm refreshing with, so roughly that will be about 560 in this dough. So very simple, straightforward mathematics, yet you need to calculate the percentages. And now I'm gonna show you how we're gonna turn that all sticky stuff into something great, something cool, and really bombastic pizza. Come with me. So you see, here are these bad boys, you know, a little bubbly, you know, already a little bit overproofed, yet, you know, it is still, you know, very strong. If you look at it, wow, come closer. It's hell damn sexy, yes. But, you know, it is very strong, but we need to give it a little bit of new life, you know, a little bit more power inside there. So I'm gonna quickly take the ball from the spiral mixer, knock everything in, and then work it out. Putting the flour in straight on top. No need to mess around, nothing. Yeast. And come, I'll show you the secret. because, as I always say in my recipes, guys, there's no secret. We adding around 60% of the water in first, and then starting on low speed. Let the machine do the job for us, you know, and let it slowly combine all the ingredients together. And slowly we can increase the speed on it, so basically, you know, just gently, easily see how the things are working together. Slowly close it, you know, I show you. As soon as started absorbing the water, don't need to wait until this pumpkin shape comes together. You know, gently we can keep adding the water inside. So even though when it looks like that we're damaging and, you know, splitting, it actually doesn't. You know, when it looks like that it doesn't have structure, trust me, it does. You know, it's working very, very well together. When we're almost at 90% of the water inside, that's the time when we are adding the salt into it as well. Don't forget, with the salt, we're also adding dry ingredient into our dough. Once we have everything added in, you know, we let it go for about another minute, a minute and a half, and then pretty much we are there. Again, you know, need to check the temperature, make sure that we don't exceed around 21 to 23 degrees Celsius. That's our ideal target that we are going for. We don't want that very, very perfect pumpkin shape at this time. You know, we want a little lighter structure there. Okay, so this time I leave it to rest for about a minute, and then I will be removing it after a minute, just so take it easy. Let's see how strong it is. You remember, not so long ago, this dough was absolutely gone. Now it looks fantastic. Touch of olive oil on top. And then we can portion it straight away. Exactly the same way, same method, like we always do. So, very simple. Some of you, if you've been watching my videos previously, could have noticed that there is no extra fat. I mean, there's no olive oil in the dough. I did not put any extra olive oil in the dough. Yes, you are absolutely right. At this recipe, I'm trying to avoid adding fat inside the dough, so just to make it more airy, you know, as much as possibly I can. Yep. Okay, and the story is very simple. It's exactly the same like before. You know, if we want to use it straight away, around 2 hours, 1.5 to 2 hours out in room temperature, and we'll be ready to rumble and then bake it. If you want to use it later, in about 6 to 8 hours time, then refrigerate it, put it in the fridge, 0 to 4 degrees Celsius, and then Bob's your uncle. Very simple, straightforward. Until then, we're gonna go for a break, have a brew, and then we're gonna have some pizzas later on. See you just now. So, rightio. Our pizza doughs had proved, they had risen, they had doubled in size. They look fantastic, and I'm damn hungry, so it's time to bake some fantastic pizzas. Now, it's gonna be simple. We're gonna do margarita since it's my favorite. So, no questions, bam! First, as always, you know, shape it back to perfect, nice round. Start pressing the air away. Parmesan, some basilicum leaves, and last but not least, some extra virgin olive oil. go. Looking good. And what is missing? Of course, Maldon sea salt. Yes, which is not Italian, yet truly British, and makes food taste absolutely fantastic. Beautiful. Now, you remember how this dough looked like at the beginning? Yes, I do. Look at that. Sexy. There's a couple more basil leaves there. Maybe a touch of more olive oil. That's it. Is it great? Hell yeah. Does it smell great? Hell yeah. Does it taste good? Let's find out. Bon appetit, guys. So you see, absolutely no secret. Follow the recipe, refresh your dough, don't waste anything, because in this business, you know, money talks and, you know, bullshit walks. So make sure, you know, you don't waste your dough, because you can always refresh it, you can always renew it and make fantastic pizzas again and again and again from it. So guys, follow the recipes, make sure you subscribe. If you have any questions, any comments, don't be shy and answer them or question them. Until then, I'll see you next time. Ciao.